Quick yes. So connecting is bringing out the data. Modeling means you wanted to build a relationships between multiple tables. And lastly, visualizing data means you wanted to bring a data in a report view where you are converting the data to some visual format. Are you guys clear? Yes, no? Please confirm. Okay. Now let's talk about the features of Power BI. So the features of Power BI, it's first being useful for connecting, transform, and load millions of data. Okay, you just let me know. Are you guys comfortable if I just start doing some analysis using transforming the data? If you are being installed with the Power BI, do let me know. It would be ease of time to start doing applications as well.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, Abhishek.
Yeah. Can we download the Power BI from the Microsoft Store
No, no, no.
direct?
Don't
Like,
don't download from the store. It has
okay,
limited feature. Although
okay,
it will
okay,
work. No, not an issue.
okay,
Even you can download from a Microsoft store as well. But my
okay,
recommendation is download from a link. If it is not
okay,
possible, like Microsoft Store will also work.
okay.
Is it okay? Okay. Have you all guys have the dataset being available with you? So first, let's quickly wrap this theoretical part and then we'll jump into the practical usage as well. Are you guys clear? So can we quickly go with this one? So first feature of Power BI is it can connect, transform and load millions of rows of data. This is only the first stage when you are connecting and bringing the data to life in the Power BI. When you are bringing it to the Power BI, it's more like a connecting going on. How do we do it? We'll do it. Don't worry. So we can access the data from virtually anywhere, from a database table, from a flat file, from web source, from cloud services, attaching a folder and so many things, and create fully automated workflows to extract, transform and load data for analysis. This we call as ETL. ETL is a platform. ETL is a process where do we need to download all CSV now? Yes, you can download. If you wanted to download, uh, just go to this add file or code. Just download the zip version of it. It will be downloaded in your local system. Download the zip version of it, Nilesh, and then like unzip it. Easy one. You can do it. Yes. When I'm teaching you the theoretical, you can listen it out. And behind the scene, you can just download the zip file. It's very easy if you are able to operate the system. You can easily download the zip version of it and convert it into what we say, unzip it so that your folders is being stored. And make sure once you have been like paste everything in a single folder, that folder needs to be defined with some path that won't be changed at any stage of time. Otherwise, you will find a lot of errors. Are you guys getting my point? आसान भाषा में बता रहा हूँ कि व्हेन यू आर डाउनलोडिंग दिस जिप फाइल, इसको एक फोल्डर पे स्टोर करके डेस्कटॉप पे या किसी भी एक फोल्डर पे रख देना. क्या फायदा है उसका कि व्हेन यू अनजिप इट, यू आर डिफाइनिंग अ पाथ. यहाँ पे ना एक पाथ का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करता है. इफ यू जस्ट चेंज दैट पाथ, इफ एट एनी मोमेंट यू आर चेंजिंग द पाथ, योर ऑल द एनालिसिस कैन गो एनीवेयर, क्योंकि आपने पाथ चेंज कर दिया तो वो कनेक्शंस का बिल्ड टूट जाता है. I'll teach you those things, don't worry. अभी के लिए डाउनलोड जिप करके इसको अनजिप करके आप रख लो किसी फोल्डर पे. उसके बाद की बात बाद में करते हैं. चलो चलो. Okay. After this transforming and loading the data, we have to build a relationships that needs to be blend with multiple sources. We need to create a relationship to analyze holistic performance across an entire relational database model. This is where the model view comes into existence. Then we need to write DEX. DEX is where in the spreadsheet you are doing some calculations like using formulas and functions. You okay? Please confirm how many of you have the basic idea of Excel or a Google Sheet. Have been gone through with that syllabus? Are you all guys done with Excel or a Google Sheet? So you have a good concepts being there like a pivot table. You know pivot table, what pivot table can do, what query function can do, and what all like VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and you know all the functions and the keywords like COUNTIF, SUMIF, and what we have, like what we have, SUMX, and all these things like different functions, COUNTIF functions, VLOOKUP functions, and query functions you have. Have you guys all gone through with it? Like creating a small visuals over there, creating a pivot chart. Okay. So you being analyzing this DEX is the same like what you're doing the calculation using some like using formulas and functions. Here we call it as a DEX. DEX is very powerful tool in Power BI to create any advanced calculations on front end. This is a coding language used in front end. Are you guys clear? We can able to define the complex calculation using DEX. How the DEX works, it's more like a complex calculation that you do in the Excel using functions like SUMIF, COUNTIFs, or maybe functions like query functions, XLOOKUP, VLOOKUP, and so on. Okay, same we need to do it, but here the DEX has lot more advanced function, lot more. Okay. Yes, means clear with the DEX. We are just doing an overview of it. How DEX works, we'll have a lot of assignments going up. Then fourth is bringing data to life with interactive reports and dashboards. So once you're done with your calculations, once you're done with your model view, everything, you wanted to convert the things into more visual format where you're building a professional quality reports and dashboard with best in class visualization tools. So this more likely the visuals that you're creating here, it's all the visuals that come up in your report view. And lastly, you can develop a versatile in-demand skill set on it. So Power BI is an industry leader in self-service BI, and the skills you build in this course, you will be highly transferable. What do you mean by transferable? The core concept that you're going to learn in the Power BI can be easily switchable for Tableau, can easily be switchable for Quick Insights or anything like Google Looker Studios and anywhere. Now comes the question that comes in your mind, sir, why we are using Power BI? So first is it has a very interactive dashboards features. It can be appealing for bring more reports to the system. It can also allow you to bring third-party visuals at some stage. It has a in-demand store where you can purchase or even you can download free version of the charts and visuals at some stage, and it's easy to understand. Then integration means you can seamlessly connect any source of platform. It can be SQL Server, it can be Excel, it can be your cloud services, any platform you can connect at any point of time. Third is your business intelligence. With this Power BI, we are using it just because of business intelligence, just because it can easily able to track KPIs, matrices, and help us to make a decisions around it. Then real-time data. Here it means that when you're bringing the data, when a new entry comes up in your system again and again, your system will refresh the new data after every hours, after every 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes of data is also impacting your dashboard. Think about this way. Like I wanted to create a dashboard for a sales of a Walmart. Okay. Every time, every hour, every minute, a new customer is buying us some product, some source of like product from different all over globe. So new entries being coming behind the scene, that is autoflated. Like autoflated means you bring the data and it's keep on coming on a real time, and that coming of a real time data in your spreadsheet is being impacting your autoflated part where your dashboard is keep on real like changing on a real time. So this is where the real time data comes into existence. Whatever the data up to date is going on, you are also like having a like 5 minutes buffer, 10 minutes buffer. It's keep on upgrading the dashboard as well. Lastly, it's a user-friendly interface. It's very having an intuitive interface where it's being accessible for all the user at any level of, even if you are a beginner or an advanced analyst, you can understand this visuals easily. Now comes a part of Excel versus Power BI. So I've already discussed these things. Like Excel and Power BI are built on the top of the same analytical engines backed by Microsoft. Some features of Excel in this Venn diagram, if you see, there are some common features. There are some individual features that Excel has. There are some Power BI which has some individual features. So Excel have spreadsheets, pivot tables, A1 notations, cell formulas. Power BI has report view, custom visuals, interactive dashboards, Power BI services, and both have common features like Power Query Editor, which is being used for transforming the thing, data modeling, which is a model view, and DEX. DEX is available in both. You haven't used the Excel DEX just because DEX, Power Query Editor, and data model are largely being asked and being used in a Power Query itself, Power BI itself. Are you guys clear? So this is all your notes. You can just go through with it. I'll upload this notes on a GitHub. So you will see this section, lecture notes. So when we are done with the lectures, I'll always upload the note over here. Okay. So once we are done with this lecture, you will see the lecture notes from here itself. Okay, you can download it or you can just click on it and see the notes. After the lecture being done, I will uploading it. Yes, no? Pretty clear? So settings will not discuss it right now. This is not being useful for a timing, what settings we need to change. I'll do it when we are doing it practically. Let's come to the Power BI workflow. I've been defined this Power BI workflow. Just give me a second, guys. Okay. So let's bring this Power BI workflow. I've already discussed the Power BI workflow. Now let's discuss more in depth. What exactly the Power BI workflow is? I've been already decided that Power BI is being divided into two half. One is backend. You always start with the backend to clean the data, and then you go to the front end where you are creating a modeling view, table view, and working on decks, and then build a dashboard around. So first is always your workflow starts from this way. Data is loaded and transformed in a Power Query editor. First step is you wanted to connect the information from various sources. You load the data. After loading the data, you wanted to transform the data into Power Query editor, which is look like this. This is a Power Query editor where the backend is going on. You have you gone through with the Power Query editor beforehand? Basic of it. Like in Excel, you have been taught, I guess. No? Okay, no issues. I'll teach you. Satya says one. Satya, you know Power Query editor? The feature of it. Cool. So first is your data being loaded and transformed in a Power Query editor. Okay, those who do not know it, don't worry. Everything would be given to you. We are not in a rush. Everything possibly being taught in a manner that you are being new to it, and I'll give you the all the parts being taught very well. Okay, we'll show the rush parts on the next lectures, but for the first lecture, we need to be more aligned with the concepts. It's a more like a foundational class where you being either go in a fun way or either you go in a depressed way. Okay. So if you are ready with your data set, if you're ready with your installation of your Power BI, now it's easy to go in a fun way and we can learn a lot of things over there. So let's start with this. Data is loaded and transformed in a Power Query editor. How we can load the data? It's more like a connection process. We'll take care of that one. After being done, after all the transformation, after making it clean, everything is being done, we can convert the data now to build a configurations between a data models. That means building a relationships between multiple tables and build a model view. So this will be coming up in the model view, and model view is a part of your, see this model view is here. It's a part of your front end. So backend can only configure your Power Query editor where your cleaning part is done. After making it clean, we are bringing the data to the data models that are being conferred, that are being configured to build a relationships between multiple tables using primary key and a foreign key. Then you will be having another structure. So here in the report or in the Power BI front end, we go bottom approach. Why bottom up? We first build a relationship, then we go for a table view or a data view to build or to add a DEX calculations or something like that. So table features and calculations are added in a data view or a table view. This is where you come up. And lastly, your bottom up will come up here where your dashboard is being created that look like this. Visuals and reports are designed in a report view, which is your front end. It's a report view. So think about this way, how the flow is being coming. When I have the home tab, there is a option called as transform. Okay. So let me just give you the idea all of this. Let me take a screenshot. Okay. Now observe this. I guess Power BI workflow is clear to all. Confirm, please. Is it clear to all? So this is place in the Power BI, which is a very intuitive interface. It's a first stage where you are importing a data. Where it's being useful? It's being useful for importing the data. uh, Ashay, when you write repeat, please let me know where I need to repeat, okay? So that I can repeat it well. So here you are importing the data from various platforms. You can say importing a data or connecting a data. Please confirm where I need to repeat. Do I need to repeat the workflow? Okay. So always remember your Power BI workflow will always be same at any cost of time. So first is being data is being loaded and transformed in a Power Query editor. It's basically sense for you have a raw data. It's not being added in the Power BI at any point of time right now. You bring this data to the Power BI using some connections. So this is where data is loaded. How the data is loaded? This is where you can click on get data. You have some common shortcuts being present, but all this OneLake Hub, SQL Server, enter data, all these things is being available in the get data. So this is where you are connecting the informations. You have multiple source, click on it and bring the data. As we are having all the files stored in a CSV format, so always we choose this one. We always choose this one just because all of our data set is being in a CSV format. Yes. So when we choose this one, how to import the data, I'll teach you. Don't worry, we'll take a practical usage of it. After doing this, we will get a pop-up. In that preview pop-up, what we'll have, we have getting a two option. One is loading it to the front end or making it transform. When we click on transform, we wanted to bring it to the back end. When we click on load, we are wanted to bring it to the front end. What do you decide? There are two ways. Transform will bring the data to the back end, and when you have the options of load, you will be getting options to get it to the front end. Ignore it. I'll do the practical. We'll teach it. After you're done with your all the cleaning part in the Power Query editor, after you're done with all the cleaning part in your Power Query editor, you load it back to the front end. How loading is being done from your Power Query editor to the front end? It's very easy. You just need to apply, close and apply the feature that is being used. After that, data models are being configured in a model view. What exactly does it mean? After you're done with it, you first come not in the report. Report would be your end stage, will be your last stage when you are building a report. You cannot build a report directly jumping into the data, cleaning it, and directly building a report, not being useful. First, after being done with the transform data, okay, see this option. You have this option of a transform data. If you wanted to go to the Power Query editor directly, you have this button. If you click on this button, observe this, guys, observe this. If you click on this button, this will go or this will help you to go to the Power Query editor. Whatever I'm doing right now, you are having a blank file, but what I'm doing in the existing project so that you can connect. When I click on this transform data, you will see it will open up the Power Query editor. This is a Power Query editor, and it has all the data set being here coming up on different tables, coming up to make it clean. Can you see? Every table is being coming up with some applied steps. Here the applied steps means whatever the steps you perform, you're tracking it here. And this is the steps that makes you clean. This much of steps has been taken care to make it clean. Okay. Then this is the appended one. Some error will come up, don't ignore it for a time. This is another part. Territory lookup, this is another part. Are you guys getting it? And when we are done, we just simply says close and apply or close. And this is where your backend is going on. After you come up with a backend, you clean all the data tables, all the data. You bring the data first to data modeling. This is where you want to club all the relationship that exist multiple tables behind it. After that, you can just use table view to add some calculations on it. Multiple calculation like age 1, age 2. These are the calculation going on. Age, you will see some formulas here. Age 1 is also being calculation going on. Formula somewhere here. Some birth year being calculated with some formulas and all these things. Education category is being calculated with some formulas and all. What do we exactly mean by clean data? Clean data means when you are dealing with a data set from an industry, you would not have clean data. It basically stands for some columns may have incorrect data type. When you say every analysis will be going on in a structure table. Structure table means when you have each column needs to be homogeneous in nature. That means if I have one column that is storing a value which is nothing but a value of a numeric, but in that numerical column 2-3 rows are there where having a string data, that is not being useful. We need to make it clean. The reason is it would impact our final analysis. It would impact our final analysis or not? Yes, it will definitely impact. Homogeneous is one of the factor. There are some columns which is having lot of records being missing values. Missing values means they are empty, they are null values. We need to rectify that. There are some columns which are being merged. Merged means there is a column that is having two informations being stored in a single column. What are the two informations? Let's suppose city, and there is two information being stored, city and country. But this two individual column having city and country being stored in a single column, it's not being useful. It's not being useful. There are many permutation combination going on for giving a city and column in a single column. We need to split them up into two columns. So there are very unnecessary columns coming up that we need to build it. There are something like in the calendar lookup table, if you see, we only have date. When I've started, we only have date. This all columns like day name, start of week, start of month, month name, month, start of year, this we have created for our individuality to make it more useful in our final analysis. Getting your point? So when we import, right now we are just doing the practical usage. Jayesh, just try to observe. In a calendar lookup table, we only have this date. We never have this type of all the columns. We have manually created in the transformation stage. Why we have created? For the better analysis. Are you guys clear? Yes, no? So when you're dealing with an industry level of projects, the industry would not give you the clean data, no? 90, like not 90, like almost 60-70% of a time of a data analyst, data engineer, or even a data scientist works on making the data clean. This is more likely a very important part. There are most of the important stages we need to understand how cleaning is being done. Second thing that needs to be understood is why cleaning is so important. Without cleaning, you would never ever will find a data that is clean given by the industry. Never ever. You need to mold the data as per your analysis. You need to create new columns. You need to add some calculation. You need to do some formula based things to create an advanced column for the end of your analysis. So every time you need to manipulate the data according to you. That is where the analyst is getting a lot of high respect in the companies. The reason is they are the one who is going in depth to the data and bringing more insightful things that helps the business to grow. And if you come to that stage where you are taking a part of a decision making, you being at the superior stage of your company. So analyst, even, have you gone through with an auction? Have you gone through with an auction, IPL auction? Have you seen any auctions anywhere recently? 2025 mega auction, IPL? Zero. No issues. Anyone? Okay, Nilesh has only the one has. At least, guys, please be interactive. Have you seen how the auction is being going on? IPL auction, not this year, but every individual team is taking care of their analyst. They are the sports analyst. They when they take a decisions of individual player at what bidding they need to give up, at what amount they need to bring, they have their analysts side by side with them. Those who have watched, they have been confirming me right now that have you seen
Yes,
that
yes,
in the
I know.
panel they will have the analyst with them.
Yeah, I know.
Yes. So why they have that analyst? Why what the analyst will do there? It's a sports. Why the analyst is coming to the huge decision making where the bidding is going in crores, and the
Uh,
analyst will mold the decisions of a founder or the director of that one. Even not the value for money. It has all the data, how the bowling average, how the
yeah,
like
yeah.
analyst has that analytical mindset that you need to build in a later stage of your time, not in an initial stage. You can't build it. It's not a one night thing that you can build an analytical mindset on a one day. It has a years to come up to build that analytical mindset that even it is not transforming the data to some visual format. Even with the raw data, he can click the results. He can get a query done to get compare with different bowlers. Let's suppose this is a set going on with 5 bowlers coming up, like different bowlers coming up. Which to choose for us is another part, and how much bidding we can go is the analyst who is taking a helping the director or the one who is bidding, helping them to take a decisions on it. Getting a point? So when you're doing the analysis, you never expect that you will find easy data to you and you just build a dashboard. It's done. It's not being the case. Okay. It's always be there that you need to create your different columns as per your requirement. You need to fetch the data, you need to manipulate the data at different stages that we're gonna do it. This project is all about doing this. This is not like we are just having a data, we are just creating a dashboard. It's not like that. It's a dashboard where we have to do lot of calculations. It's very advanced things, very important one. And if you done, I'll guarantee you, if you done throughout the project, many people would not able to face this one. If you done throughout the project, it's very easy for you to crack any job, even in the Power BI basis as well. You can do a lot of freelancing work, you can do anything with this Power BI stages. So make sure you be there for the next last lecture, till the last lecture if you're being active, not being in the watching recording. Okay, many times I've seen people jump into the recordings just because they would not match the pace, but still be there in the recordings is another part that you can cope up with the pace. But going into the live lectures will give you so much immense knowledge that you can discuss your query on a live itself and get much more insights out of it. So trust me guys, it's a very important project and very not easy one. It's not like a halwa. It's needs to be go with the different stages of time. So I'll see how many of you will be there at the last of the stage at the live lecture. People will complete the Power BI course at ease of time, but they are jump into the recording just because they were not able to match the cop up of the face. But my recommendation, if you come up with the live lecture, throughout the lectures, you learn a lot. I'll guide you the way you want to do. The more queries you come up with, I'll guide you that way. Being a hiring manager, I hire a lot of peoples in my stage. I'll hire most of the peoples when I'm being hiring. I'll teach you those things when I'm taking an interview. When I was taking an interview, what are the things I'm coming up with? What where I will make you false like claim that you would not understand the Power BI. I'll teach you all the tricks and tactics to make you learn Power BI much more in depth. So that is where my analysis and my insights give you much more insights, and that only come up when you have a full energy or full insights being coming up. You cannot expect me to teach you everything without the other person is not getting it. I cannot bring more bouncers to you until unless you are able to get it. Getting a point? So the more intent you show, the more knowledge I'll share. Pretty easy one. The more intent you show that you can eager to learn more things, advanced things, the more analogy, the more insights, the more knowledge I'll share. Is it okay to everyone? Please confirm one. Mm-hmm. Quick. Cool. So we will figure out how we are managing this data set, how we are doing it. But what I'm saying that stage is we are going in a bottom up approach. So when you are bringing the data from a Power Query editor in the here, you first build a modeling. You go to the table view to see the tabular data. It's different thing. You create a DEX around it. It's in the tabular format. It's in a table view or a data view. And lastly, you come to the report view to build the dashboard look like this. Are you guys clear? Yes, no? So let me just close this file. Let me just close the Power BI. What next? I hope everybody has installed with the Power BI. Yes, no? Shall we start some analogy? See, for the first two lectures, we cannot jump into the Power BI front end. For the first one or two, minimum two lectures we need to require, or more than that as well, as per your pace. We at the initial stage we always jump into the backend. So our first stage is using Power Query Editor. You know why we are going for a first stage of Power Query Editor. This is for always your first flow where you wanted to bring the data to raw to some cleaning part. Are you guys clear? Yes, no. So what exactly we need to do? For a timing, I'm just closing this one as well. We are done with the conceptual thing. So what I'm just teaching you, just make sure you're doing it. So let's try to open a Power BI. So you need to first click on this report, empty report. My recommendation is, would it be possible for you to split the screen? Half the screen you will be seeing me doing the work and half the screen you are performing the task. Just I'm giving you 1 or 2 minutes. Make sure you are being settled down. Now, when I'm doing the practical things, like theoretical listening, it is very easy. Understanding or making it visualize through your brain, it's very easy. But I'm doing the practical thing. Maybe you are like maybe left behind. So I want you to just split the screen into two half. Half the screen you are watching to me. Half the screen you are just doing parallel to it. And you can stop me at that moment if you're what I'll give you the time. You can give me 1 minute, 2 minutes. You can ask me 1 or 2 minutes, sir. I'm doing it so that you would not struggle a lot. If you lag behind, if you're lag too behind, we need to make you stop there and we just observe the content that I'm teaching. Then you just need to